More terror overseas, and my next guest says everything we see happening in Europe can happen here. Terror analyst and Fox News contributor Dr. Waleed Phares joins me now. Waleed, how are you?
Hello, Lisa. Thank you for having me.
So I want to get your thoughts on terror, your assessment. How can this happen here? Can we expect this to happen here? I know Secretary Kelly, formerly of the DHS, had said that we are facing a terror threat as high as 9/11. Your thoughts?
Well, he said that, and let's remember also that the leaders of the FBI and other law enforcement here in the United States have said that there are investigations in all 50 states. That's a lot of jihadists, a lot of potential terrorists. But looking at what happened in Barcelona over the past, and looking at what the Europeans have concluded over the past many strikes in France and the UK and Belgium, there are a network, there is a whole network actually of jihadi cells in Europe. And when I exported this idea that this could happen here, it's because the jihadists on both sides of the Atlantic have the same ideology and would have the same analysis as to how to hurt us and attack our civil society.
Well, so I want to talk about that ideology, because it doesn't matter the group, whether it's Taliban, whether it's the Al-Qaeda, whether it's ISIS, they share that same Islamic radical extremist ideology. So how do we fight, and how would you advise the president to fight this ideology?
Well, first of all, there is the ideology, and then there is the guidance given by the leadership of the various groups, should they be Al-Qaeda, ISIS, or even individual jihadists on both sides of the Atlantic. How to fight the ideology, basically, is to expose it. And to expose it, you have to tell the public, the American public, the international community, what is it about? And that is something that, unfortunately, over the past 8 to 10 years, leaders in the U.S., a little bit in Europe as well, have not been going in that direction. Now it's changing. I think after the statement made by the Prime Minister of Spain 3 days ago that we are addressing an ideology, what we need to do is more explanation to our public. And second, we need to partner with NGOs from these communities, because they are the first line of defense in order to detect these terrorists who are basically in these communities or trying to penetrate these communities.
In your assessment right now, how is President Trump and the Trump administration doing in this fight against terror and this fight against ISIS?
Well, there are three fronts here. Number one is the statements made by then of course the campaign, and of course the administration right now, about the necessity, the need to confront the ideology. This is a change from the past. Second, the outreach to partners in the region. Remember, the president delivered a very important speech in Riyadh in front of 50 Arab and Muslim leaders, and they decided to work together, including to create a counterterrorism international center in Riyadh. Three, of course, there were the declarations about the vetting systems, about other measures to be taken. The problem is, because of our political tension, internal divisions, at least over the past 3 months, it has been slowed down. So I do call on the president on the one hand, but also on congressional leaders to come together and find common ways, despite all the differences on other issues, to find this national security doctrine.
Real quick, how do those tensions hurt the president? You talked about the political tensions. Does that hamstring the president in his ability to fight terror?
Well, look, for example, we were expecting that Congress will be legislating against a number of radical organizations and also the spread of the ideology. It did not happen because of the divide. And many other projects that could have helped didn't happen.
Thank you, Waleed. Thank you so much for your expertise tonight.
Thank you.